Think about the last time you started a consultation with a potential new client, and the very first question you hear is, how much? Now, if that happens regularly in your firm more often than not, then it is a signal you're attracting the wrong type of client. And every week that happens, it costs you time, money, focus, as well as energy. This is Lauren Fogelman with Business Success Solution. And I just want to say, even bringing in those wrong fit clients, one here, one there, those misalignments between your clients and who you actually optimally serve, it quickly adds up. So even if we're talking about just two clients who aren't a right fit for your firm, that could add up to hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every single quarter in, quarter out. Now, the additional thing is that it includes stress. Maybe there are last minute requests that they have, and then the mental energy required for you as well as your team to manage those relationships. So I want to look at how to prevent this from happening with your firm. There's a way to spot those poor fit clients early on, to be able to filter them out naturally and still be very, very client-centered. And also, along with this is aligning your pricing as well as your messaging. So you appeal to those quality clients who value your work. You want to fill your firm in, they pay on time, and they don't add to your workload. So if that is something for you, then this is what we want to dig into today. Because the bottom line, there is a hidden cost to poor fit clients. And sometimes those poor fit clients are your highest paying clients. They pay the most every month, but they're not the best fit for your firm and they're not the most profitable. And part of that is because you might be spending extra time with them, whether it's explaining scope, why something is taking longer than they expected, handling maybe their last minute requests or demands, and cleaning up work because they didn't follow through with your instructions. Now, when this occurs on a regular, ongoing basis, you can do the math. That adds up. Maybe it's 5 hours a month. Maybe it's 5 hours a week. But either way, it takes time away from you being able to focus on those better quality clients, as well as focusing on business development and growing your own business on your terms with clients who respect you. So there's also the revenue. If you're working with these low fit clients, they aren't a right fit for your firm, then you're probably doing work that is a lower rate than your better quality clients, or maybe you're even doing things for them without any compensation whatsoever because that client tends to push back on price. You know that they are price sensitive, and I am sure you know exactly who I'm talking about right now. So when you're doing work without any compensation, that is money that never, ever appears on your books. It's lost revenue, and that lost revenue adds up. Minutes here, minutes there, it adds up over time. It is cumulative. And then the other part is the stress factor, because those clients who aren't a right fit for your firm, they add additional stress and frustration. Maybe you are constantly putting out fires for these high maintenance clients, and they drain your energy as well as your focus, or they do that with your team. Or possibly because you're doing those extras, they take more time, they're not as efficient to work with, and you're spending more time with those low quality clients. It keeps you from delivering work for your better fit clients who respect you, who value your firm's services. So just think, how many times have you explained your scope instead of focusing on a higher quality client that just wanted you to deliver the results? And also think to yourself, how many times have you had some clients maybe sidetrack you and they took your day off from what you focused on because they had an emergency? They made a mistake, something all of a sudden that they knew about for quite a while needs to be done because there's a looming deadline, but they didn't give you enough advance warning. They procrastinated. And so they had demands, they had questions, and all those things, in fact, impact your ability to scale, as well as your stress level and your bottom line. So I want you to think about what happened to Susan. Now, she's an accounting firm owner, and she regularly heard, how much does this cost? That was at the beginning of so many of her consultations. In fact, it was almost predictable. And For so long, she would just lower her rates as soon as it came up. Sometimes she would lower her rates before they even asked. And she would also maybe adjust the scope because she wanted to get that yes from them. That was something that happened routinely. But we did the math. It was very, very simple math. And she saw that she was working an additional 12 hours every month on maybe just a couple high maintenance clients. And once again, we did the math. Every quarter, it was costing her about $3,000 in lost revenue, as well as taking maybe additional 10 to 12 hours of doing this work for these clients because they were so high maintenance. And she was ready. She didn't want to continue to do this. It wasn't sustainable for her firm. So we implemented that client filtering system that I mentioned earlier. We also looked at value pricing, and that is when things started to change for her. Here's what happened first. The first thing was her conversations changed. Before, she would have a client ask, how much does this cost? And her knee-jerk response would be, oh, we can do it for less if that is going to be better for you. And when that happened, she was sending a quiet message about misaligned expectations. She took on additional work without compensation, and it added to the stress because you know that once you are making some exceptions for somebody, maybe you're lowering the price or you're adding something in without compensation, it is just a signal that this is how you run your firm. And so that first request leads to a second, third, and so on and so forth. The scope expands with that client, but the fees remain the same. And so after she took charge of this, we changed her messaging as well as her filtering. This is what happened when they asked, how much does this cost? Susan's response was, our services are designed to produce clear, measurable value. Clear, measurable value. Here's what that looks like and how the investment works. So the question maybe didn't change, but her response to it did. And as a result of it, those high maintenance clients that wanted as much as possible and to pay as low fees as possible, they self-selected out. And also what she found is that she was seeing the quality clients step forward. They were ready to move forward with her. They were ready to engage. There wasn't the pushback that she got from the price-sensitive clients. And over a course of maybe 3 months of doing this, she was able to, once again, take back 10 hours a month. She reduced her workload and took back 10 hours a month. She also increased the revenue of each client by 20%. And as a result, her profit margins increased, and she now had time to focus on strategic growth instead of firefighting. So think about, how would that make a difference for you and your firm? And I want to give you the 3 steps that Susan implemented in order to make this work. And you can just take those 3 steps and start to see this work for you as well. The very first one is she now had the words, the messaging that appealed to quality clients and filtered out the low quality clients. So make it clear who your firm serves and what it is that you deliver, the outcomes. And this starts to set expectations before they ever reach out to you to inquire about your services. So once again, you want to talk about who you serve and also the quality outcomes you deliver. We change your messaging. The second one is screening during consultation. So if that doesn't filter them out, they end up getting on your calendar, you're meeting with them. You want to ask questions to determine fit before you discuss price. So they might say, how much does this cost? But doesn't mean you have to just go ahead and lower your rates automatically. You want to give them a different response. And the response you can give is, tell me about your priorities and expectations that you're looking for. What is it that is most important to you right now? Or you can say something like, what results matter to you most? Either one of these are things where your quality clients will respond with clarity. They know what they want. They know what they want to achieve. They know what they want to engage your services for. And those poor fit clients, maybe they hesitate or they come back. Just tell me how much this will cost. They're not giving you the information you need. That is when it is a red flag. They are going to be a mismatch. If it starts early, it doesn't get better later on once you engage them as a client. So we want to be able to give you the ability to reframe those questions and to be able to ask certain things that give you a clue as to whether they're a right fit and you would have had the green light, or they're a poor fit and it's a red flag, you want to just let them move on. Okay, so we got with the messaging is step number one. We got the screening, the certain questions to ask during the consultation. Number three, value pricing. This is where you know that your messaging as well as your client selection process, they are now aligned. They are working in tandem. So as a result of that, pricing doesn't have to lead the conversation any longer. By the time the fees come up, these quality clients, they see the value of your work. It is absolutely clear to them. And as a result of that, this process of looking at your messaging, having a couple filtering questions during the consultation, and then value pricing as well. So you're leading with value, not low cost. This accomplishes three things for you. You're filtering out those poor fit clients. You're attracting higher quality clients, and it positions your firm that you focus on value without overextending your time, having to do more without compensation, or lowering your rates because they push back on price. Now, I realize maybe the first thing coming to your head right now is that, okay, I want to do this. It sounds interesting, but I don't want to turn business away. And I just want to let you know, bringing in those high maintenance clients, the ones that aren't a right fit for your firm, they're low quality, they might be nice people, but they're just not the right fit for your firm and your firm services. They cost you so much more than the revenue you might get from them. And every poor fit client, especially if they're high maintenance, is a drain on your time, your energy, your resources, your focus. So strategic filtering protects you as well as your team, and it is something that keeps your team low stress. They can focus on actually doing the work that they need to do for your clients. It increases your profit margins, and everybody is a lot happier. Nobody's burning out. So if you are ready to stop losing revenue, you want to be able to filter out those poor fit clients, the high maintenance ones, the price sensitive ones, and fill your firm with quality clients who appreciate and respect what you offer, then I invite you to have a conversation with me. Let's have a strategy session. And during that time, we'll talk about the opportunities your firm is missing every week, how to build a plan to attract those quality clients who value your work, and put some strategies in place to reduce your workload as well as increasing your income. It is proven, it's actionable. I want you to serve quality clients who respect you, they value what you have to offer, and you are well paid for the difference that you make for them. If that appeals to you, then go to businesssuccesssolution.com/let's talk to be able to let me know that you're interested in having a very, very strategic, focused conversation. And just right now, just take a moment. Think about your current client list. Who is it that's maybe adding stress? They add hours, but they're not contributing to your profit margin, and they're not paying the fees based that is equal to the level of service that you're giving them. Who are those people? And what would change if you focused on clients who value expertise and they're willing to pay the fees that are aligned with it? So what would change if we got your entire client list up to the fees that they ought to be paying, so that now the value of the service is aligned with the price that they are compensating you with? That is something that is absolutely possible. And I just want to say, every week you don't do this is a lost opportunity. So let's go ahead and make a shift to start filtering and aligning your clients so that they are higher quality. And as a result of that, you are going to see the difference with your revenue going up, your profit going up, and your sanity is going to go ahead and feel restored. You're going to get rid of so much stress, overwhelm, and maybe finally remove the burnout. So I would love to hear from you as to what you took away, what resonated with you, what this maybe reinforced that you can immediately implement to raise the bar with the quality of clients that you're serving, as well as the quality of services that you are delivering to them. So please let me know what this meant to you, what you took away. I look forward to our next conversation. Lauren Fogelman with Business Success Solution, showing accounting firm owners how to be able to double their revenue working half the time.